because I want you to pause this, replay and replay and replay. I want this to really sink in, because when it does sink in, you will start to notice a totally different person. Remember the two journeys I talked about? You will experience. Hey guys, so today is a really special episode that I want you to really get involved with. Okay, so typically I share a lot of information and a lot of you take information on board, but I have no idea whether you're actually implementing what I'm sharing. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of the most important questions to help you achieve financial independence. But what's more important than that is that I want you to get involved in this video, okay? So I'm gonna introduce myself in a minute, but whilst I'm introducing myself, I'd love you to go and grab yourself a sheet of paper or a notepad, a pen or a pencil or an iPad, you know, like I've got, and an iPad pencil, whatever you've got that you use to write things down. Please go and grab it, because these 10 questions I'm about to share with you will literally change your life. Like if you write the answers down to what I'm about to share with you right now, the answers and almost what would take effect from you doing what I'm sharing with you will literally change your life. Okay, my name's Ken of the Humble Penny and Financial Joy Academy. What we do on this channel is give you the tips, the insights, the practical hacks to help you work towards a dream life of financial independence and money joy. One thing I've been very good at doing on my personal money journey is that I've confronted the hard questions. They're the simplest looking questions, but they are the hardest questions. Facing up to the hard questions helps you take radical action in your life. And radical action is what leads you towards achieving financial independence. Okay, let's dive in now. Let's get involved. Pretend that we are chatting. I'm sitting here, and today I'm going to pretend I'm your life coach, okay, or your financial coach or whatever. We're just having a chat, just me and you. You are sitting in front of me. I'm going to just ask you questions, and I want you to really think about them. In fact, some of these questions I'm going to ask you will take you on a real journey, okay? Because I want to go deep inside who you are, understand your core motivations, understand what you're really made of, and understand what you really think about your life today and into the future. Some of these questions are questions that you might not even be able to answer immediately. The answers might come to you whilst you go for a long walk, or you go for a run, or you make a cup of tea with your partner, or whatever. The answer will appear to you, and you have to write it down before it disappears. Okay? Right. Let's dive in now and explore these 10 questions I consider to be literally some of the most important questions you can ask yourself if you really want to achieve financial independence. Forget what anybody else says. These questions, if you get answers to them, you are going to be on your way in a radical way. But this is just the beginning. The answers to these questions set you off. Okay, right, let's go through them. Here's the first question. I'm going to look at my iPad each time, so I want to make sure I ask you exactly by word. Okay, first question is this. Who are you exactly? That's the first question. By that I mean, what exactly are your life values and priorities? Like, what do you care about? And why do you care about that? Okay? So write that down. It's a critical question. And I'll tell you why that question is absolutely critical. That question really is all about self-awareness. Go and ask anyone who's achieved financial independence. I don't know if you've met any of them. I know a lot of them as friends. Yeah, they are all very different individuals, and they operate according to their own, their own beat in life. They're not driven by what anybody else says or what anybody else thinks per se. They are driven by this core inner thing where they understand who they are. There's this strong self-awareness that exists. Okay, that's why this question is important. Who are you exactly? Spend some time writing that down. Describe who you see yourself as. More importantly, describe your core values and priorities. Okay, that's the first one. Question number 2, okay? And feel free to pause this video at any point to really make this real. Okay, I want you to really, really reflect and write your answers down. Okay. Question number 2, and this is a critical question. And here it is. What is your life's vision? If you could take a sheet of A3, plain sheet, and draw a picture of the life you see ahead of you, the life you desire ahead of you, what does that life look like? Like, what are the critical pieces in that life? Where are you in that life? What are you doing in that life? Who are you with in that life? How much money are you earning in that life? How many hours are you working in that life? What do you prioritize in that life? Could you paint a picture of what your life's vision is? Okay, this is a big picture question. This is what we call the why question for FI, for financial independence. Okay, most people do not even, I don't think most people even know what a life's vision means, but hopefully I've given you enough of a description. In fact, if you are unable to answer this question number 2, which I've just asked you about your life's vision, everything else is completely meaningless. There's no point answering the other questions. Okay, so this question's pivotal, but notice I asked this question second after asking you who you are exactly. Question number 3. Where are you today? Where are you exactly financially? What is your current financial position? That's what that question means. Have you ever worked out your net worth? By that I mean the sum of all your assets less the sum of all your liabilities. What does that picture look like? Do it on a single sheet of A4. Yeah, I've described this many times on my channel, but for those who are new, I'm just going to tell you quickly, if you don't know how to do this, draw a line on your sheet of A4, write the word assets at the top, write the word liabilities at the top on both ends, and list them. You know, type an amount. Sum all your assets, sum all your liabilities. Assets less liabilities gives you your total net worth. Then ask yourself, why do I have that picture as my financial position? Why do I have little to no assets on my net worth? Why do I have enormous amounts of liabilities on my net worth, potentially, if that's what yours looks like? Question that. These are very deliberate tasks that I'm asking you to do, okay? And if you do them, remember, there'll be people watching this video, right now, who, as my mom would say, it goes in this ear and it flies out the other. Don't be that person. Like, actually do the work. Because, a lot of this journey, this is what you seek. If you seek financial independence, if you seek it, you will definitely find it. But there's work to be done. And these are the kind of things that people should be doing. But a lot of people go, yeah, do you know what? I'll finish watching that video with Ken, and then I'll go and do it. I'll go and wash the dishes first. I'll go and do something else. I'll go and do the hoovering. And then guess what happens? 9 weeks goes by. And then they've forgotten the information. So please act upon this right now if you can. Pause this video if you have to, but please act now, okay? Right, so that's that question. Question number 4. How much money is enough for you? By that I mean, what sort of net worth are you working towards? What's the goal you're trying to achieve financially? What's the number, okay? People say things like, I want to be better financially. I want to not worry about money. I hear that a lot. But what does that translate into in terms of numbers? Yeah, what does it look like? What's the figure that will get you to that place? Yeah, how much in monthly income do you need to be coming in for you to have achieved financial independence? What does it look like for you? Because the picture for you will be radically different to the picture for other people. Yeah, this is a very personal journey. So you need to map out that exact number for you. Now, I've made videos in the past, and I'll put a link to them below and above for you to look at how to work out what the number is for you. Okay, so check that out and work out the exact number that you consider to be enough for you. And this is a really important question, because whenever I've asked people this question, people come out with ridiculous numbers. People say, I want like £1 billion. Even people say things like, I want £200 million. I'm thinking, what? Like, how much are you making today that you want 200 million? Now, this again shows you, the vast difference between reality and future expectations. We want to close that gap, by having real numbers. This is how you kind of start to work towards a tangible goal, a goal that becomes a reality one day because you know what you are working towards. All right. Next question. Where are you trying to get to? Okay? You're thinking this is exactly the same question as the before. No. What I'm really asking you here is what's the gap you're trying to plug? So I asked you previously, where are you today financially? And then I've asked you also, how much money is enough for you? So what I'm really trying to make really obvious to you is that there's a gap in between. There's something that you're trying to fill, a hole you're trying to fill, and a number you're trying to build towards. Okay? So my question is where are you trying to get to? What's the gap? What's the number from where you are today to where you're trying to get to? That's another number that you need to know or have some idea about so that you know what you are working towards. Question 6. What is the meaning of work? This is such a powerful question. And I'll tell you why. When people think about financial independence, they think, that means I give up my work. No. It doesn't mean you give up your work. It just means that conventional work becomes optional. Okay? It becomes a thing that you have an option around. You can choose what type of work you do. You're no longer having to go and work for the highest bidder if you don't want to. Or work for a job you hate if you don't want to. You're giving yourself a great deal of optionality, which has a lot of value. So my question to you is what is the meaning of work? Like, why do we work? What's your reason for working? Forget what anybody else says. I want to know for you specifically, like, what does work mean? Like, where does it even come from? What's your philosophy around work? What do you believe work means? Why does it exist beyond you just making some money to pay your mortgage or to pay your rent? I want you to write down your answers for yourself because this really, really matters. This is how you start to build and understand yourself. Remember that first question I asked you, who are you exactly, right? This is how you start to form your own opinions around what you believe about life and what you believe about what you're trying to achieve. Work, in my very personal opinion, is a calling. We are called to work. That's my very personal opinion. But what is yours? What does it mean for you? And when you think about work, imagine you're financially independent today. What would you be doing? What would you be doing? What would be meaningful to you? How would you feel you're having some impact in the world? What will give you fulfillment? So in this question now, which is what's the meaning of work? I want you to write down those answers. What would give me fulfillment? If I was FI today, what would I be doing? Look at me right now. I'm doing what I absolutely love doing, which is sharing, educating people, and learning. I'm learning through this experience of trying to teach you how to become a better person and how to hit your financial goals and so on. Okay? This is what I've always wanted to do on my journey. And it's gradually revealed itself to me over time. So I want you to think about what it means for you when it comes to work. Okay? Right. Next one is, what is my savings rate? Okay? This is a very numeric question because what I'm really trying to figure out is what does the buffer look like in your life today? Okay? And how are you investing that buffer? By buffer, I mean, the excess over your expenses each month. So you make some money, you incur some expenses, you have a buffer left over. What does that buffer look like as a percentage of your take-home pay, your net income? What does it look like? Where are you putting it to make it grow and work for itself over time? Okay, this is a really important question. Again, a number you need to know. What is my savings rate? Okay, again, I've made a video related to that, which again, I'll put a link in the link below and above as well for you to check out. Okay, and why the savings rate's absolutely critical. You should watch that video because it really really matters that you understand it. Okay? Right, next question is this is so powerful, this question, because a lot of people do not ask this question. In fact, a lot of people essentially try to just do what everybody else does. But this question I'm asking you next is so critical. And here it is. What is your vehicle for change? By that I mean, what levers are you going to pull for your own financial independence? Remember, I keep stressing that word. This is a personal journey, because everybody else's journey is different. So what levers, i.e., what pathways are you going to follow? Yeah, there are different levers. Yeah, whether you're property investing, whether you're starting an online business, whether you're doing career maximization, there's a whole list of levers that can take you towards financial independence. My question to you is, what is the lever that you are choosing? Are you choosing one lever? Are you choosing two levers? And why are you choosing those levers? Okay, and tied to that question is which of those levers will accelerate your journey towards financial independence? I want you to really think about that. You might not have a complete picture of what the levers are, but at least the seed has been sown in your mind, and you can begin to ask the right questions and seek out people of the same mindset to get an idea for what has worked. I hope you see what I'm doing here. Okay, what I'm really trying to do here is sow a seed in your mind. I want your mind at work. I want your mind working. I don't want you kind of like just sitting dormant. Like, this goal towards financial independence is really not just, it won't just walk into your hands achieving this goal. You really have to be doing things. You have to be making certain moves, and you have to be making moves differently, but personalizing them to yourself. Okay? Next question. How will I keep learning over time in order to take action? The biggest differentiator for me personally on this journey has been all about personal development. Because I've said this many times, the person who you are right now and the person who you will become when you become FI, financial independent, are two different people. There is a journey of achievement, and there's a journey of transformation. You will achieve, most certainly, if you do what I'm telling you on this video and across other videos on this channel, right? There will be a transformation. Oh yeah, you'll become somebody else. And that transformation comes through learning. Pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. I don't know if you know, but a big motivation for me starting this YouTube channel is learning. Not only getting into the mind of our audience, but pushing myself outside my comfort zone. Like, for example, one day I'd love to do a TED Talk. For me, that was like, whew, wow, if I could do a TED Talk, that would be huge, right? But how do I get there? Well, one way I can get there is by speaking on YouTube, getting comfortable in front of an audience and facing the fire head on, as it were. Okay? So my question to you is how are you going to be learning? Yeah? Write some thoughts around that. What are you going to be doing such that every single month you feel you are growing? You're not just sitting dormant, but you're progressing. You're applying those ideas, you're taking action, and guess what happens when you learn? That buffer goes up. That is it. That wealth, that net worth increases as you learn. And because you are becoming somebody else over time, because the transformation is happening over time, you will know exactly what to do with that extra wealth as you build it. Okay, this is my final question. Can't believe we're at number 10 already. And here it is. How will you stay motivated and accountable on the journey? Okay? Who are you doing this journey with? Who are your Avengers team? You know, who do you have on your side who is also on this journey with you? Is it your partner? Is it a friend? Like, who do you know who is also pursuing this thing that you're trying to achieve? How will you stay motivated? It's a really important point, you know, because many people lose their way because they're like, well, it's too difficult. Or like, this is just like, what's the point? I want to live for today. In fact, somebody asked me, I did a podcast interview yesterday, And the person who was interviewing me said, was talking about mindfulness and so on, and this importance of living today. And he was like, how do you square living in the present, but yet having the need to save and invest for the future, right? It's a very important question because everybody wants to live for today. And I said to him, and this is a question I asked him, this is a question you need to answer, right? This is question 2. The way you do that is by answering this question, which is, what is your life's vision? Because without that life's vision, you can't even build towards anything. But if you have that life's vision, you can be present today, but have full reassurance because you know that you have a game plan. Like you're working towards something and nothing anybody says will push you off course from that game plan. Yeah? This is why this journey has to be so unique to you. And this is why I'm hoping I'm really speaking to you. So I've got this camera so up close because I want you to pause this, replay and replay and replay. I want this to really sink in because when it does sink in, you will start to notice a totally different person. Remember the 2 journeys I talked about. You will experience a journey of achievement because you will most certainly achieve FI if you apply what I'm saying to you, and a journey of transformation. You'll become somebody else. People will look at you and go, wow, I almost can't recognize you. What's happened? What has changed for you to have become this person who's seeing these levels of success in their lives? I hope this video has been somewhat almost sown a massive seed in your mind and really, been a huge impact in terms of giving you that push potentially to move you along that money journey towards financial independence. If you really enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to hit the like button. Hit the like and support our channel because it really helps to encourage a ton more people to engage with our content as well. Share this video. If you found this video useful, share it with other people. This is what we do here. We are being countercultural. We share stuff. We want people to move ahead. So share this video with other people and help them to answer these 10 questions for themselves as well. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you get notified when we publish our videos, typically twice a week on a Tuesday as well as a Thursday. I'd love to know from you in the comments. Let's engage, let's talk. Which of these questions really hit home for you? Which one stood out as something that you thought, wow, I'd never really asked myself that question before, okay? Let me know in the comments. And above everything I've said today, don't forget to write your personal answers to these 10 questions because I guarantee they will massively change your life. Okay, that's it for now. Take care. See you on our next video. Bye-bye.